Yes.
Oh, Ruth, thank God. Let me in, the chain is on.
What?
The chain is on the door.
Oh, so it is.
Ruth, are you all right?
I think so. As good as can be expected.
Are you going to let me in?
Oh, I suppose so.
Thank you. Your door is usually unlocked. Since when do you leave the chain on?
Only when I'm expecting burglars.
We're worried tonight.
Where was I?
I was worried.
Oh, were you? Well, I didn't say I would make it. I said I would try.
I know, but I was hoping. I guess you weren't feeling up to it.
You could say that.
I brought you something.
Oh,
Cottage cheese. Remember you said you had a craving
What
for
size
cottage
curd?
cheese? What?
the curd. What size curd?
Large.
Oh, well, there you go. I think they're small.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
Not to hell with it.
Would you like me to go and see if I can return it?
Yeah, never mind.
What would you like me to do? Are you sure you don't want me to go
No,
and see it?
no.
I mean, the Korean market's still open.
Oh.
Are you sure?
I'm sick to my stomach anyway. I can't keep a goddamn thing down. I must have a calcium deficiency. I dream of dairy products. Never mind. If I don't eat it, Monica will.
Monica?
My visiting nurse.
Thought her name was Beverly.
Beverly? That was ages ago.
I'm sorry, I lost track. What happened to Beverly?
Irreconcilable differences. Now I have Monica, who doesn't do housework. A big, beautiful, mocha-colored woman from St. Kitts with a bubbly, melodic voice. She calls me Mommy. Are you hungry, Mommy? Are you cold, Mommy? I hated it at the beginning. How dare this stranger patronize me like that? But then I started to like it. I liked being called Mommy. No one's ever called me Mommy before. I don't see you anymore.
I was here last week.
No, it wasn't last week. Couldn't have been last week.
Okay, so maybe it was 10 days ago.
I'm telling you, it's been weeks. Monica's been coming for weeks.
Really been that long?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I've been busy with the book.
Yes. The book. Leave it.
You have junk mail here from Christmas.
You don't have to pick up after me. I can still pick up after myself.
I'm just straightening up a bit.
Whenever you straighten up, things disappear.
Have you read the Janet Malcolm piece in here?
Life's too short for the New Yorker.
But you should read it.
I have no time to read. I have all the time in the world and no time at all. My life is a paradox. That's quite a lovely dress you have on.
Thank you.
Looks expensive.
It was.
Is that what you wore today?
Yeah, I wanted to look serious but sexy. Too much?
For the 92nd Street wide, perhaps. How'd it go?
It was fun. It went well, actually. There was a couple of candy wrapper crinklers I wanted to kill, but
I used to love the readings. I loved playing all the parts and getting laughs. Oh, I love laughter. I'm just an old hand, you know that.
Yes, I do. Oh, there was this Vaughn-odd undergrad who cornered me afterwards, saying she couldn't wait to talk to me. It was really weird being pursued when all my life I've been the pursuer. However, she wasn't really interested in anything I had to say. All she wanted to do was talk about herself. Ruth? Would you like a cup of tea?
Yes, I would, thank you. You know, I should have had children of my own. It's my own damn fault. Too picky. I never met a man I could see myself having a child with. Nowadays, the choice of a partner is totally irrelevant, I know. But things were different then, more conservative. Things were very different when I was ovulating. I should have just gone ahead and gotten pregnant with the next unsuspecting man that came into my life. Snared him for his sperm and raised that child on my own. But I was really, truly never the type of woman who could do something like that. That would have taken a brand of courage I sorely lacked. I'm never really bohemian, you know, never. That was all an act. A reaction to the fear, no doubt, of being hopelessly conventional. It would have been good for me, I think, to have a child.
Yes.
I may have been a different person, a better writer maybe, a better human being possibly. My life certainly would have been different. Instead, I spent many, many years, too many years, nurturing other people's gifted children. The first day of every class I ever taught, 32 years, 32 first days. I'd scan the faces and try to predict who out there would one day dazzle me. Who would thrill and astonish me this year with their promise? Who would it be this year? I had a succession of chosen daughters over the years, mostly daughters, a few sons, unformed, talented, as susceptible to my wisdom as I was to their youth. But none I loved as much as you. I read your book.
Yes, I figured.
Well, most of it anyway, as much as I could possibly read right now. My eyes are stinging. There's a ton of typos in this copy. You gave me a ton.
It's an advanced copy.
Yeah, well, I hope they're planning on correcting them.
Of course they are.
I mark the margins anyway, force of habit. There's some truly egregious errors in there.
No.
One whole section suddenly repeated itself. I thought I was losing whatever mind I had left. Either that or you'd gone Joycean on me. And experimental fiction, as we both know, is not your style. Lisa, if you'd only asked me what I thought, if you'd only asked me, I would have told you were making a mistake.
I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to handle it.
Stay away from Schwartz. Leave him out of it. He's mine, not yours. Anyway, he's been done to death. Picked over by so many vultures in the name of literature, and Bellow finished him off for everyone. If you'd asked me, if you'd only asked me, if you'd only asked my advice, forget my permission. If you'd asked my advice, I would have told you to look elsewhere. Leave him alone. Leave him out of it. They'll compare you to Bellow, darling, and your work simply can't support it. It can't. You're not good enough. You may never be good enough, so why call attention to it? If you'd only asked me what I thought, I would have told you. But you didn't ask me. Instead, you skulked around like a thief, avoided me for 2.5 years.
That's not what I did.
Oh, evaded my question, couldn't look me in the eye. Oh, you did, my darling. I knew something was up. When you did come to see me, you couldn't look at me. I thought it was my appearance, that I was looking so awful that you couldn't look at me.
No.
I could have used your friendship, but instead you were going through my panty drawer, scavenging through my personal effects.
That's not what I did.
Then why did you skulk? Why couldn't you look at me?
I don't know. I needed some distance.
Distance.
I needed to separate from you.
Oh, well, that you did, my darling. That you
You
did.
wouldn't know what it's like to have to get out from under you, from under your influence.
Everything I was
Constantly
telling you,
that's
everything I shared.
Ruth,
What a fool I was.
no,
It was all material to you.
that's not true.
There I was, regaling you with facts of my life, like the pitiful old woman you made me out to be.
Pitiful, no.
And all the while you were taking notes.
That's not true. I was listening. I was cherishing every minute.
Oh, I'm sure.
If I had told you and you had disapproved, listen to me. If you had disapproved, I don't know what I would have done. How could I have written it? I could have never written it. I might have lost you, and I would have lost my novel too. I was scared.
Poor thing.
I didn't know what to do. You were the one
clearly you listened. You listened all right. You took it all in and set it all out for the world to see.
What did I do that any good writer wouldn't have done, that you wouldn't have done yourself? A story grabbed onto me and wouldn't let go.
Oh, no, that's where you're wrong, my dear. It didn't grab you. You seized it. It didn't seize you. Have you no conscience? Have you no moral conscience?
I have a conscience.
Do you? Do you? And you went ahead and you did it anyway. That's what's so remarkable. You did it anyway.
What did you teach me, Ruth? You taught me to be ruthless.
So to speak.
If a story captures your eye, you told me to grab onto it and not let go, remember? Remember that, Ruth? Don't walk away from me. You taught me that. Don't worry about people's feelings. Worrying about people's feelings is being sentimental, and God knows you mustn't be sentimental.
But you crossed the line, sweetie. You crossed the
Why?
line.
Because it involves you?
Yeah, I would think that would have something to do with it. I was a fellow writer telling you these stories, not a longshoreman or a waitress, for God's sake, a fellow writer. It's a matter of professional courtesy, I would think. What was I supposed to do? Proclaim them off limits, plant a flag, have you sign something? You were my friend, God damn it!
I really wish you wouldn't use the past tense.
You know, once upon a time, writers made their own things up. Can you imagine?
Please, don't give me that shit. You use people all the time. Whatever you could get your hands on, you took.
If I used people for my stories, my dear, it was because they had no voice, no outlet for expression.
Oh, is that so? That's
Yes.
really condescending of you. It really is. How would you know that? How would you possibly know that?
It's the truth.
You're always making these pronouncements. When did the little people you built your career on choose you as their advocate?
I gave them a voice where they had none.
There you go. We all play God, Ruth. We all put words into people's mouths. You taught me
Oh,
that.
no. What you did was something else. It's something else. I have a voice. I have the tools. Use your own goddamn life. If yours isn't rich enough, too bad. Don't thumb a ride and hop aboard mine, hitchhiker.
You make me sound like the most mercenary person imaginable. The last thing I wanted to do was hurt you.
Oh, was it? Well, I think you might be deceiving yourself, dear.
How?
You destroy me and claim my lover for yourself? You wanted to destroy me.
What?
You wanted to obliterate
I
me.
wanted to honor you.
Honor me?
It was my gift to you.
Your gift?
I was honoring you for all you've given me.
Oh, well, I don't want your gift. How do you like that? Your gift doesn't honor me. I'm sorry, that's not very gracious, I know. But I want a receipt so I can exchange it for something else. But you're telling me there is no receipt. It's take it or leave it.
What exactly is so offensive to you? I don't understand it.
You don't?
No.
You've stolen my stories, Lisa. My stories. Oh, what am I without my stories? I'm nothing. I'm a cipher. I'm as good as
They
dead.
aren't your stories,
Oh.
Ruth. Not anymore. They stopped being your stories when you told them to me. They changed my life, so how could they solely be your stories? You don't own them.
Oh, no?
No, you're a part of my life now. Our lives intersect. I am the sum of your experience and my experience and everybody else's experience that I've ever
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you your stories, not the way you would. My book doesn't pretend to be the truth. Miriam isn't you. She isn't.
Oh, I know that line, Bubala. Believe me, I've used it.
All right, well, she's as much me as she is you.
Oh, that pitiful, lonely woman pining for Delmore Schwartz.
No, the young, impressionable disciple who wants nothing more than the high regard of her mentor.
Oh, is that what you were going for?
Yes.
Well, then you failed miserably. I don't see that at all.
That's because you don't want to see it. You totally and willfully misread her. Miriam isn't pitiful. She's vital, funny, self-ironical. She sees the affair for what it truly was in ways you obviously cannot.
Oh, what is that supposed to mean?
You're the one who calls it the shining moment of your life. For Christ's sakes, Ruth, you told me that. You wear it like some masochistic badge of honor.
Who the hell asked you?
You're letting this one brief affair define your entire
I
life.
have not. That
You're
is
like
absurd.
a war widow or a Miss Havisham in her wedding dress or something.
That is not who I am. That's insulting.
I'm sorry.
Oh, what are you going to do? Throw some post-feminist crap at me now, huh, Lisa?
No.
How only you, with the benefit of a modern feminist perspective, can put my affairs into their proper place? Is that it?
I wanted to reclaim for you a part of your life, okay? Give something precious back to you.
And who asked you? Who the hell asked for your revisionism of my life, huh? Not I, kiddo. I've got news for you. You wouldn't be where you so smugly sit if it weren't for women like me.
Yes,
It's our own damn fault. Our dirty work made your arrogance possible.
Oh, please, don't give me that you girls have it so easy shit.
Oh, the way you take and take with this astonishing sense of entitlement. And not only have you usurped my love affair, oh no, but you've taken on my entire milieu and passed it off as your own.
What?
Jewish intellectual life, New York in the 50s. Delmore's one thing, but to take on territory that's so identifiably mine?
How is it yours? Do you have dibs on the entire spectrum of Jewish experience, exclusive rights?
Look at my work. Look at it. You know it backwards and forwards, for Christ's sake.
You are a point of departure like any inspiration.
It's my voice, damn it. What you've done is mimicry. It's not art, it's not homage, it's a parody. You had no right.
No right? What about my right as an artist?
Well, you have to earn that right. Who gave you the right to write about Jews?
So, because I haven't experienced it, I can't live it. Is that what you're saying? Because I'm not Jewish, I can't write about Jews.
I'm saying it's bogus coming from you. It's inauthentic, irresponsible.
All right, so when you got into the heads of the welfare mothers, that was what? Social realism? Ruth, you're not being fair. You're contradicting everything you taught me about writing.
And what do you know about fair, huh? The things you got me doing, saying, thinking.
Not you, Miriam.
Oh, either you're being very disingenuous or you're naive. Of course it's me. There is no facts, there is no fiction. The line is blurred. As far as everyone is concerned, it is me. So it may as well be me. Everybody knows you were my protege. So you're pandering to the public now like some tell-all dirty rag.
No.
Oh, you know how that is. You're reading a book and all the time you're guessing. You're smacking your lips together and you're guessing.
So what? So what if they do?
This is my life. You've appropriated my life. Maybe you thought I was up for grabs.
What?
Maybe you thought I was fair game.
Ruth?
Hell, maybe you thought I'd be dead by now.
That's a horrible thing to say. How can you say that to me?
Don't act so shocked, my darling. I'm sure it occurred to you. It certainly would have occurred to me. You've taken my life and turned it into pulp.
How can you call it pulp?
Ah, those sex scenes, Lisa. Oh, dear God. Didn't I teach you anything? What did I tell you about sex scenes, huh? They always read like automotive mechanics, darling. Bodies and parts. Oh, that scene in the stairwell of her walk-up. The huffing, the puffing, the creaking of stairs. Oh, you bone.
Forget it.
Oh, his wet wool coat smothering her. His bear-like hugeness pressing into her deeper and deeper and deeper. He was impotent, darling. The great love of my life, your romantic hero, was so destroyed by drinking Dexedrine that there practically was no sex. Or no sex as you so grotesquely imagined it.
My book is fiction.
Your book is shit. You know what I would do with that if I were you? Not that you're asking me. But if I were you, I'd buy back all the copies, every single one. And then I'd set a nice big bonfire in Tompkins Square Park. Hell, it shouldn't be a total waste. At least the homeless can warm their hands on it.
If I were in your place, if my life had inspired a disciple of mine to write about it, I would be gratified.
Oh, would you?
I would be honored. I wouldn't be doing this.
But your book isn't any good, Lisa. It's not going to do you any good.
A lot of people would disagree.
Pulp it, shred it.
You know I can't do that. That's not an option.
Work out a deal with your publisher. They're going to take a bath on it. give back your advance. I'm sure they'll be delighted. They'll be getting off easy.
I can't believe you're doing this to me. You know how vulnerable I am. My first novel being published.
I'm only telling you what the mature and honorable thing would be to do. Admit your failure, take your loss, and chalk it up to experience. Admit your moral and artistic failure. Because if you don't, I'll do everything I can to stop it.
Stop it. What do you mean?
Stop it. I spoke to my lawyer.
What?
Huh, doesn't that sound corny? But I have. I talked to him today.
Ruth, this is foolishness.
Oh, is it?
I've done nothing wrong, nothing illegal. You have no legal grounds.
Oh, maybe not, but I do have moral grounds, and I still have sense, and I still have friends. And I'm going to make a really big
You
statement.
don't want to do that.
Oh, I do. I've got to. You've given me no choice.
You'll only get the opposite result. Then people will want to read my book, and then what will you have accomplished?
I'm not going to let you get away with this. People have got to know that I was wrong.
You don't need that kind of publicity. It'll be humiliating. This great teacher suppressing her student, the champion of free speech. I'd hate to see you degrade yourself like that.
And what have you done to me, huh? What have you done to me?
You wanted me to write about it, didn't you?
I what?
Don't talk about it. Write it. Remember that, Ruth? That was one of the first lessons you ever taught me.
You gonna throw that in my face?
Telling a story takes away the need to write it. It relieves the pressure.
You actually believe that shit?
Yes, of course, I believe it. You taught it to me. I knew the day that you told me, by the language you used, the way you said it, that you had had this written in your head a long time ago. But when you said it out loud to me that day, I knew you were giving it to me.
Giving it to you?
You wanted me to use it.
Bullshit. That is going to be the worst argument for theft I've ever heard. What are you saying? I left the window
I'm
open?
not saying it was completely conscious.
Listen, I'm perfectly capable of writing my own stories. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, Ruth, that you were never going to write this.
What? Excuse me? How do you know that?
I'm sorry.
How do you
Ruth.
know I haven't already written it, huh?
Ruth.
How do you know I haven't? Maybe it's here. Maybe it's right here.
Don't do
Maybe
this.
I have written it just because I didn't run to a publisher with it.
Look, I know this has been a rough time for you. I know that, and it pains me. It does. I'm sorry you haven't been feeling well.
I feel fine.
What I'm saying, Ruth, is I think it's the disease talking and not you.
I see.
It's clouded your thinking. I'm not your enemy, Ruth. I love you.
You love me?
Yes.
Tell me, what did you think my reaction would be? Approval, acceptance, what?
I don't know. I guess I thought you would feel pride, satisfaction
Satisfaction.
for having been such a great teacher.
Go home.
What?
I can't talk to you anymore.
Don't say this.
I feel like I've been bugged. My dear young friend turned out to be a spy who sold my secret.
Please, we can talk about this.
Look, do me a favor. Take out the trash with you. I've got a leaky bag.